Hi everyone, it's Jessica Nash, the Creative Director with Authors Ignite, and today we're going to be talking about Canva and how to create engaging Pinterest pins. Now, before we jump into the Canva site, I want to talk about a few brief tips and things we'll go over in Canva today to make sure your pins are the best that they can be. So first of all, you have to create lasting content with those pins. So we're going to make sure that your pins will withstand the time that they're there. It's worth your time to create something good, so I'm going to help you do that today. Secondly, we have to remember that size matters, and in Pinterest, they're nice and tall and long. So we're going to make sure that the size and the dimensions are correct. We can do all of that with Canva. Next, we have to remember that Google loves Pinterest images. So when we create them with Canva, we'll be giving them the correct title so that they're searchable and they increase the SEO to your site. Now, it wouldn't be a proper tutorial without me talking about calls to action. So we'll be adding a few of those to our pins, and I'll give you some suggestions for ones you can use. They always draw an eye and they draw the reader's attention and they focus them on exactly what you need them to do. And finally, we'll talk briefly about building your brand. You always want to do that. And when you create pins that people can instantly recognize as something that belongs to you and your brand, you know you've done it correctly. All right, so let's jump into Canva and we're going to create Pinterest pins with engaging content. Now that we've logged into Canva, you can see I'm on the home page here. Now, right across the middle, it shows you all the different types of canvases they provide, including a custom size, but we're going to come here to social media right in the middle. And just look at everything that they offer. It's so much, and all of these are formatted just exactly to fit, saving you so much time. A lot of these templates are free. You can use them. They're wonderful. But if we scroll kind of to the end, you can see the Pinterest pin here. And remember, one of the tips that I gave you is that size matters. You need to have this tall looking pin to fit your Pinterest board, okay? So today we're going to create an advertisement. I'm going to be making one for our book that we released a few months ago called Sparks of Gratitude. It is available on Amazon. So we want to make this just really pop so that people click on this pin to get more information about our book. Now I can come over here to my templates, and if I scroll up and down, I can see I have lots and lots of options. And of course, as you hover over them, it tells you in the bottom corner if it's free. If it has the crown and says pro, that cost, you have to upgrade your account. I think it's $15 a month, maybe. But you can scroll up and down, you can scroll left and right, and there are tons and tons of results here for you. You want to pick something that you like. So I'm going to take a second to find something that fits my book. So I chose this Pinterest pin to go with just as my template here. I'm going to change all these colors, of course. But one of the things that I really like about it is it gives me this large real estate area for images. And images are key when you're making a Pinterest pin. People are very visual. And I think that's kind of what sets Pinterest apart is you can see things so, and it's just it just draws your attention to them. So I want to have a big space where I can put my photo. Down here I can add some text. So I'm going to go ahead and get started there. Now, pink is not our color as much as I would love it to be. So you can see on the menu at the top, I see pink here. So I'm going to click that and look, Canva has even saved my brand colors, which is amazing. It makes it so quick for me to come in here and just click around. I can brand my images. That's another thing I talked about, so that when people see this, they recognize Authors Ignite in all of my advertising and graphics that I create. Now, I don't want to show the watermelons. I'm going to change it to a different photo. So I'll come over here to photos. There are several that are offered. This is something new, Magic Recommendations. It sees that I have watermelons, so it's suggesting more. However, I'm going to upload my own photo. So actually, I'll need to go to Uploads, won't I? And Upload Media. So I'm going to take a second to upload an image from my computer. All right, and so now that it's here, it's going to stay in my media as long as I need it. So I can just select it. If I click on it, it just drops it in. But I actually want to replace this watermelon picture, so I'm going to drag it over it, and it just changes the whole thing. If I wanted to move it around a little bit, I can double click on the image, and then I can use these white circles to make it larger or smaller, whatever I need to fit to make it match really good, to make it fit really nicely. All right, so that looks pretty good, and I want to go ahead and add some text. Remember, it's important to add a call to action, but we need to say what it is, what is it, so people can just quickly look at this pin and understand what it is that I'm advertising. So I'm going to change up the text down here a little bit. I'll speed this part up, and then we'll come back and talk about some more tips. Okay, so I've added a little bit of text here. I went ahead and moved the photo down. I wanted my text up top. It's very easy to drag and drop these elements. And of course, if you make a mistake, you have your undo button up top. Redo will appear once you've gone back. Let's see, and anything that you click, your menu bar at the top changes, so you can make changes to whatever it is you have selected. All right, whether it's the color or the font. Very easy to use. Canva's very intuitive. All right, now another thing I talked about was adding a call to action button, because you definitely want people to know what to do next. When they look at your pin, they're not just going to go, "Ooh, nice book." They need to see that there's something else that they can do with this. So I want to add a little buy now button, so this will link to our purchase page on Amazon perhaps. I'm going to come over here to the elements where we have lots of shapes, and I could spend some time building one if I wanted, but I'm just going to search buy now. Let's see what happens. Boom, tons of call to actions for you. And I like this one, so I'm going to drag that one in. And let's see, I can rotate it with my arrows at the bottom. Just kind of, there, nice little call to action button. And just something else to note, when you click on it, you see up here at the top, I have black, gray, and white. Those are the colors of the button. So I can kind of change those to match my document if I wanted to. All right, you have to kind of play around a little bit to see what looks good, but it's there for you if you'd like to give it a try. I wanted to put a little red in there. Buy now, yeah, I like that. All right, there we go. So we have our pin. It's the right shape. I have a call to action. I've got my image here. I really like this pin. Now, what are we going to do next? So you need to take the time to make sure to name your pin, because Google loves to search for these things. And if you name it correctly, it'll index there. So I'm going to call this, boom. So we've taken the time to title it correctly, so that when this is searched in Google, this will have a chance of showing up. It'll also show up in Pinterest. Now we can download it. You can use the down arrow to simply download the file. Okay. Boom, easy peasy. Or if you have your Canva account connected, you can publish straight to Pinterest. You just have to log into your Pinterest account. It'll drop it right in there for you, and you can go in there and add the link, so it links to whatever book you're trying to sell or thing you're trying to show in Pinterest. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you learned something today with this Spark skill. We talked about Canva and creating Pinterest pins. So create some, pin some, and give me a shout. Let me know what you made. Thanks.